What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing, and we got some crazy breaking news. I'm sure you guys already heard about it, whether it be on social media, whether it be on Twitter. I mean, well, that is social media. Whether somebody's YouTube channel or ESPN or Boxing Scene or Ring Magazine, we all know Ryan Garcia is now his win over Devin Haney will be changed to a no contest. That win on his record is removed. That loss on Devin Haney's record is also removed. And Devin Haney is now back to being undefeated. He This is a very, very big moment in boxing. This is the highest profile fight that I can think of where the winner tested positive for a banned substance and it gets overturned. I can't think of another one. You know what I'm saying? At least not to my knowledge. If you guys can think of something, write it in the comment section or in the chat or something. Um, I can't believe this. So, according to Dan Rayfield, Ryan Garcia made a settlement. So, to some degree, it looks like he accepted or pled guilty. I'm not sure what the correct term is, but he negotiated a deal with the New York State Athletic Commission where he will be suspended for a year. He will have to return $1.1 million to Golden Boy. And I believe Devin Haney also gets a percentage of that. He will be getting fined on top of giving up the 1.1 million. He'll be getting fined $10,000, which is the max amount that the New York State Athletic Commission could fine somebody. And the fight is being changed to a no contest. I'll be honest with you, the fact that he got suspended for a year seems like a lot to me, to be honest with you. I don't remember a suspension being this harsh on any other fighter. I'm not saying whether that's good or bad. I'm just saying, we usually see guys get suspended 6 to 9 months. I've never heard of a fighter getting suspended for a year in America. I know Conor Ben is going through some things, and he's suspended in the UK for a while. Or I don't honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with his situation, but I know he's not doing good over there. But yeah, no, I've never seen something like this. Another thing I never seen is people not willing to accept this decision. I've never seen a group of people not be like so opposed to what the commission decided to do in terms of drug testing. Uh, it's something it's confusing to me because why all of a sudden the sudden change? Anytime the commission found performance enhancing drugs in any other fighter, we held that fighter accountable. We made sure, their name every time it got brought up. I'm not gonna say we, but some people every time that person's name got brought up, it got attached to, yeah, but he tested positive. Yeah, we don't know if he's juicing. Yeah, and it's like all of a sudden with Ryan Garcia, we seeing a lot of that's BS. No way that's true. It's a conspiracy. And and to be honest, I want to say, oh, these are just uneducated, casuals. These are fanboys, but I'm hearing this from hardcore fans, people who follow the sport closely, who I've never heard express that kind of how do I say it? That kind of skepticism from the commission in my entire life. I've never heard anybody go, yeah, no, but he tested positive, but I think there's some controversy there. I don't think he really did test positive. I think he's innocent. I've never seen it. And if you guys have remember a situation like that, again, also write in the comment section, write in the chat. I don't remember nothing like that. But PDs is a problem in this sport, man. And I'm not saying just in general, the amount of people have tested positive, which we could go down the list from Canelo to Puello to Michelle Rivera to and some of these guys have excuses, and some of these excuses are accepted and some are not. But point is, we've had people test positive in this sport, And and we, I don't want to say we pick and choose as to who to believe, but we have to take the information given to us and see because everything's on a case by case basis. Like some of these people do VADA, some of the people do USADA, some people fight in different boxing commissions and there's different testing and it's so weird. And when I say PD, there's a PD problem in boxing. It's more, I'm referring more to that, the testing system and how it's not uniform, how it's not uh, uh, organized, and it's not clear as to what happens. Like in baseball, you test positive for a PD, we know how much you're gonna get suspended. We know everything. When they announce it, they're announcing it with a suspension. In boxing, that's not the case. So I'm not sure what can be done about that, especially throughout the whole entire sport, because there's different commissions in every state in America, and then not to mention internationally. If you fight in the UK, if you fighting in in Mexico, if you fighting in Puerto Rico, it's all different boxing commissions. So it's a problem. It's a problem. But oh, by the way, Ryan Garcia also will have to do random blood and urine tests during his suspension. That's also something that we need to make note of. That's what they said. Like, all right, you're gonna be suspended, but it's not like you're gonna be juicing while this whole year suspension, and then once you off suspension, that it's out your body and it goes, all right, I'm ready to fight. But I understand, and I'm not saying that is what he would do or is doing, but I'm just saying that that's the rules of what he negotiated. Um, but at the end of the day, and this goes out to all boxing, all athletes, really. But this is a boxing channel, so leave it specific to boxing. You got to be responsible for what's in your body. Circling back to what Puello and Michelle Rivera, when they tested positive. When I had Michelle Rivera here on this channel and I asked him what happened, why did he test positive? His reasoning or excuse, whatever you want to look at is, listen, I've been training with this trainer for years, and I any kind of medicine, any kind of pills he gave me, I always took it without asking. I didn't have a problem, before, and all of a sudden I'm taking these pills and I test positive. I don't know. Like at the end of the day, if you guys want to believe that or not, that's irrelevant. But what we have to understand is you're responsible for what's in your body. So at the end of the day, you could be like, hey, this guy gave me the pill, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's getting suspended. It's your blood and urine that they're taking. And the same thing with Puello. Even Puello, I interviewed him not long ago, and we discussed when he tested positive. What he claims is he was trying to have a child with his wife. He wasn't producing enough sperm, and he had some type of surgery and was given pills to strengthen his sperm. And yeah, what's funny? I actually do believe him. I do believe him. And from what he said is that had he told the commission and VADA that he was taking this medication, or that he took this medication, because he said he had 2 months off of it, he would have been cleared. So he said he took it as a learning experience, and that's a learning experience other fighters can take. If you got some of these situations, hey man, just report it. Just report it, and if they go, hey, that wasn't allowed, at least you're saying, you're announcing it before you even test positive. It's like, oh no, well, this is the reason and this is the paperwork. So before you even test positive, here it is. But at the end of the day, you gotta be responsible for what's in your body. So he didn't report it and he got suspended. It was in his body. Sorry, that's just the way the game goes. So and Ryan Garcia's excuse is that he took contaminated substances. I believe the the owner of the substance he was taking put out like a statement saying that that's not true, that their supplements aren't contaminated or whatever. But that's his excuse. You can't you cannot, like, you're responsible for what's in your body. It's unfortunate, maybe it's unfair, maybe whatever, but that's just the way the game goes. That's just the way the game goes. The people are gonna look at you and go, all right, it's in your body. You came into the fight with it. Why didn't you bring the supplements to VADA and go, hey, are these okay to take? If I'm not understanding, that's something you can do. You can bring them medicine and bring them paperwork or supplements and go, hey, I want to take this. This was recommended to me. This was prescribed to me. Am I okay? Again, circling back to what happened with Puello. Puello said that they told him, had he brought the paperwork before the random blood and urine testing had started, he would have been okay. So that's something else, But circling back to this drug testing situation in boxing there's also favoritism in boxing, and different commissions work differently. Look at what happened with Alicia Baumgartner, who fought our Dominican queen, Cristina Linadalto. She beats her by unanimous decision, no controversy as to who won the fight. She tests positive for a banned substance, and she still has her belt, and the win still stays. She wasn't fined, suspended. I'm not even sure what's the situation. It's to the point where Linadalto is trying to collect money to get a lawyer to properly sue and investigate to get that loss off her record. So it's like boxing, it really has a problem, and it has a problem. Like, it's not organized. Like, if somebody tests positive in the NFL, MLB, there's an organization, there's a MLB commissioner that's going to take responsibility and deliver whatever punishment is needed. In boxing, it's like Russian roulette. You don't know what's going to happen. You test positive, like Eric Morales, they still might let you fight. You test positive, like Alicia Baumgartner, you may not get suspended. You may not get stripped. You may not get your win laws taken away. But it happened to Ryan Garcia. He got his win taken away. So inconsistent. So we need to be a little bit more. We need to be a lot more organized in this sport if this sport is to want to keep moving forward. It's unfortunate. But speaking of moving forward, Devin Haney came out and put out a statement on Twitter, which I found interesting. He said, I'll be back in 1 year. I had all the belts already. From now on, I'm fighting at whatever weight I choose. No longer fighting in weight classes. So I guess he wants a little bit more flexibility as to where he fights, who he fights. He has been tweeting out kind of like he's interested in fighting Mario Barrio, so maybe he moves up to 47. I'm not so sure what's going on. What's going on? Yo, brother Tizzy, you late. I've already addressed that with Alberto Pollo. In fact, I even clipped the video of our interview and put it out. I believe it's the last video I put out. And it has English subtitles as well. He speaks Spanish and it has English subtitles where he speaks about testing positive. So Tizzy, I would ask you to go do your homework on my channel as far as getting Alberto Pollo to address that. He has addressed that, as has Michelle Rivera, both of them. That's something that's like a misconception on this channel. And I'm not saying you, Tizzy, I'm saying in general. A lot of people think that, oh yeah, these Dominicans, they go on Broadway channel and then they're gonna get these softball questions. It's like, nah, bro. Like, if there's something that needs to be asked, it's getting asked. You know what I'm saying? You say, yeah, I seen the video, bro. That's what I'm saying. He should do it on Twitter. No, maybe they should. The people that are hating, the people that, well, I don't want to even say hating, because at the end of the day, you're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. Some people are like, "Yo, once you test positive, I don't want to hear the excuse." And honestly, I can't blame them. I can't blame them because at the end of the day, you're responsible for what's in your body. But to the people that want to know more, the information is out there, and all they got to do is click that link. That's all they got to do. Click that link, come to my channel, listen to what he got to say, and hey, man, whether you believe it or not, that's on you. That's on you. I'm not telling nobody to believe or not believe anything. You believe whatever you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But nah, man, this is interesting. This is interesting. Again, this is the biggest profile fight that I know that has been overturned. I know Robert Guerrero had lost to Salido, and the Salido tested positive, and that fight got turned into a no contest. But that fight was nowhere as near as big as this one. Like this one was pretty major. But guys, I'm putting the link in the chat, man. Anybody want to click the link, call in, ask me a question, or give your opinion? Please do. The link is in the bio. Excuse me, in the bio, in the chat, and I would love to hear some of y'all perspective, because from what I've gathered from the people who I talk boxing with on the regular, they seem to be on Ryan Garcia's side. They seem to feel like Ryan Garcia was hosed, was mistreated, was you know, there's some conspiracy theory on what's going on. Oh yeah, look. Shout out to my man Al. My man Al says Valdez popped dirty versus Conceição and the fight still went on. That's another example. I have brought up a few examples before. And you know what's funny? A lot of people don't know Roy Jones Jr. had tested positive before. And his opponent also tested positive. So the commission just said, all right, we're going to leave the win the way it is because y'all both tested positive. If I'm not mistaken, they were both for the same substance. I could be wrong on that part, but it's something along those lines that happened. Hold on. I got Ari here. ¿Qué lo que, mi hermano?
Dime a ver cómo está.
Tranquilo, tranquilo. I'm talking about Ryan Garcia testing positive for Osterine and getting suspended a year by the New York State Athletic Commission. What's your opinion on that?
I think this is great. I think it's great. I'm happy that the New York State Athletic Commission, they moved swiftly. They did the right thing. Um, and it's unfortunate that commissions like you were talking about, like the Michigan State Athletic Commission, and Alicia Baumgartner, she popped out for two different substances, not just one. She had two different substances in her system, and they swept it under the rug. They
Yeah.
haven't done shit. Um,
No, it's like I feel like this was Michigan is such a small state compared to New York. Also, Alicia's from Michigan. You know what I'm saying? So
I
there's
know
that,
that's what I'm saying.
and this girl, she's Dominican, but she lives in Germany. She doesn't have a huge fan base. It's kind of like who who's even fighting for her? Like where? It's not like people are rioting. There's not Twitter's not going crazy. So I feel like they're just waiting for it to blow over
Yeah, but here's the
so they
thing:
can move on.
if the tables were turned, if Alicia was the one that cheated and would have beat, I'm sorry, if Linaidetu was the one that cheated and beat Alicia, like she did the first fight, right? Then people would have been, you know, with the pitchforks out.
No, but that goes to what I was saying. Like there's favoritism in this sport, and there's also inconsistency in this sport. Again, like there's been fights where the guy tests positive before the fight, and the fight still goes on. There's been fights where the guy tests positive and the fight doesn't go on. There's been fights where, again, I just brought up the example where Roy Jones Jr. beats a guy. They both test positive for banned substances, and the commission just goes, you know what? Since y'all both tested positive, we're gonna leave the win as it is. And it's like it's very inconsistent. It's not like a rule book. There's not like, and there's also inconsistency on the suspension. Some guys get 6 months like Puello. Another guy like Ryan gets a year, and it's
Yeah,
like
but the commission, part of the reason why Ryan got a year, and like I said, and it was going to probably be more unless his team, because remember his team negotiated and
they settle,
accepted,
they settle.
settled, right? But think about it. One of the thing is Ryan Garcia is on video taking an IV after the weigh-in, which is highly illegal. It's illegal in New York State. So that's another thing that, part of the reason why he got more than, he got a year suspended as well.
I
It
didn't know.
wasn't just,
I didn't know about that. I'll be honest with
yeah.
you.
So he's on video, and this is part of the zone fight buildup. They put it out there after the weigh-in. He's on video taking an IV, which is illegal. So it wasn't just that he popped dirty for that he popped dirty for Ostarine after the weigh-in. Okay, so he blew weight by 3 pounds purposely,
Yeah, three and change.
right? Three and change. He took an IV, and he was still dirty for Ostarine.
Yeah, I mean, and I really don't get. I wish some of the people that was that are for supporting Ryan Garcia had the balls to click the link and step in. I don't understand the outrage that this man is getting suspended. I really don't. I genuinely don't. Like, because I've never in any other fight, I never recall people not people being upset. Oh, that's bullshit. He shouldn't be suspended. I always get the damn. Even when it's one of their favorite fighters, they go, damn man, that's fucked up. I've never heard people say, yo, this is a conspiracy. This is a lie. I've never seen that like how it is now. And I'm not sure what Ryan has. And what I mean has is like, what does he have that he has that kind of influence on people? But it's strange and it's powerful what he does and what he says. It's powerful because apparently the New York State Athletic Commission is in cahoots with Devin Haney. Like, when did that connection happen? I don't know, but apparently that's how these people think.
I mean, Devin Haney is hated for whatever reason, and it's unfortunate because, in my opinion, Devin has done the right thing by the sport. Right? He's done whatever he had to do to get these fights. You know, took the opportunity to fight George Kambosos twice in Australia to get a shot at undisputed. Then he gave Lomachenko a shot, which, in my opinion, I would have never gave Lomachenko a shot after
Mhm.
he fucking didn't fight me when I was a mandatory. So he gave him a shot for undisputed. Then he beats Lomachenko, and people are like, "Oh, he lost." You know what I'm saying? And he fights fucking Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia gets caught cheating, and they still hate on Devin Haney. So I don't get it, man. These
Yeah,
people are just meant to be.
it is weird how much Devin is hated on social media. It is weird because the kids he doesn't curse a lot. He doesn't drunk drive. He doesn't beat his wife. He doesn't
He's a
do
good
all this
kid.
crazy
He's a
shit.
good kid.
He's a good kid. Now I will say this: his father sometimes rub people the wrong way. Not me, not me. I don't got a problem with him, but I can see how people would dislike Bill Haney because how outspoken he is, and so I can see how people dislike Bill Haney, and since they dislike Bill Haney, they want him to lose, so they
Yeah,
want
but if
Devin
you
Haney
look
to
at,
lose.
for
But
example, there's a lot of outspoken fathers in boxing. You have Teofimo's dad, right?
yeah, and a lot of people don't like Tio because of that.
Then you have Angel Garcia. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He's got a mouth on him too. So there's a lot of outspoken fathers in the sport, but I feel like Haney's hate is just different, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I do agree. Now that you mentioned that, I don't remember Danny Garcia getting the kind of hate Devin Haney got because of his father. I don't. I do know some people that wanted Garcia to lose, but not to this degree. The way people hate on Devin Haney. If you listen to people, Devin Haney, apparently Devin Haney's a bum. I was listening to the Boxing Voice today, man, and some dude called in and said, "Oh, Devin Haney's chin is weak. He's the new Amir Khan. He's a mix of Amir Khan with Paulie Malignaggi punching power." Like, bro, at that point, it's like, yo, are you even watching fucking boxing? Like, are you even taking this sport serious? Like, are you just trolling? and it's unfortunate the guy ain't sound like he was trolling. He sounded like he was dead serious, and it's like,
But it's funny because like we were just saying, he just fought a guy that was cheating with steroids, who blew weight, who took an IV to rehydrate, who could crack because Ryan could crack, right? Ryan, we know Ryan be putting motherfuckers to sleep,
mm-hmm.
and Ryan dropped him 3 times and still couldn't stop him. So what the fuck are they talking about Chinny and compared to Amir Khan?
Yeah, I agree with that. But to be fair, I think Ryan would have knocked him out in the seventh round had the referee not done that bullshit. I mean, I now in hindsight, I'm kind of glad he did, considering this guy was on performance enhancing drugs. But I think Ryan was gonna get the stoppage in that seventh round, but that referee was on some wild bullshit that day.
Yeah, a lot of refs being some bullshit. But that's the problem, man. These commissions are shit. A lot of these commissions are shit. That's why you need there should be one athletic commission in the whole country that
Bingo,
oversees everything. If you
bingo.
have, for example, if let's say, okay, the three best athletic commission in terms of like boxing, you have New York, Vegas, and Cali, right? If you were to get them together and write, let's say the set of rules or write everything that will cover the entire sport, the entire US at least, you know, and then have all the other commissions adopt the standard, and then you have one commission that oversees everything.
The thing is that requires too much coordination. That requires too much organization. And I don't think boxing is just a fucking wild west. And
No, no,
you
that I
know, it's funny. It's
understand, but
funny
it's
you
like
mentioned that. Hold on. It's funny you mentioned that. I remember when John McCain was running for president. That's one of his goals was to do because he was a big boxing fan and he saw what me and you saw. And one of the things on his docket was to make one athletic commission for the whole country. So it's funny you mentioned that.
that's what it should be. I mean, think about it, in the NFL, you have one commission. Major League Baseball, you have one commission. You know,
Mhm. NBA,
NBA,
same
one
shit. Yeah,
commission.
yeah,
These major sports in the US, there's one commission that, they overlook everything. Doesn't matter where the games are happening, and they make the decision, and it is what it is. But like, yeah, man, all these little separate boxing commission, they have a lot of unqualified people. There's a lot of unqualified referees, unqualified judges, and that's what turns people away from the sport.
it's unfortunate. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think this is gonna affect Ryan too much. Besides, like the only thing that I want to say is gonna affect him is that 1 year suspension. That is a pretty long time. But uh, I don't think as far as his popularity, his next paycheck, or anything besides the win getting removed from his record, I don't think this is gonna affect his bottom line too much, with the exception of not fighting for the next year.
No, no, that
Uh,
is true, but I'm not worried about him. Honestly, I don't care about him. What concerns me is like the beating that Haney took.
do you think
Right?
he'll be the same after that?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. But still, like it could affect him. You take a beating like that, it should affect you.
Yeah, I remember getting told that like the day after the fight, and I was like, I don't think it was a life changing beating. He did take a
No,
lot
no,
of punches.
I don't think it was a life changing beating. Like for example, like Errol Spence beating that he took from Crawford. I think that's a career changing beating.
Yeah,
That
no,
beating,
that was an ass
you know
whooping.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or the Wilder or Fury over Wilder too.
yeah, and no,
That
and
was
not only that, Devin Haney also has that mental edge where he's like, all right, well, the only reason I lost is because this guy was on the juice. Where he has that stress relief when he thinks about that fight. Like, what did I do wrong? What went wrong? He goes, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this guy was on the juice. These other guys, they ain't have that. They don't got that. So
yeah,
a lot of
that's
it,
true.
the desire gets beat out of you. I think if the desire was beat out of him now, with him having that justification, that could pump him up a little bit more.
No, that'll like I said, that'll definitely help him. It's just I don't know, see if the body's affected. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, cool,
But
cool.
thank you for your time. I'm just
Nah, man, I
getting through some
appreciate you
things,
hopping
man.
on. I appreciate you, my man.
We'll talk soon, man.
Tato, mi hermano. All right. Yo, one other thing I wanted to discuss was Devin Haney can possibly sue Ryan Garcia. Yo, you were getting paid a certain amount of money before that fight. You take this really bad beating, right? Now you devalue. You know, people look at you like, yo, you took a L. Again, one dude even called him Amir Khan mixed with Poli Malignaggi. That's how much his stock has decreased because of that loss. So now you came in overweight. Now you tested positive. And apparently Ari says something about an IV. I don't know about that, but I'll take his word for it. So you did all of that. You beat me. The win gets overturned, but the win, that stain is still on me. You still devalued me to a certain degree. I go to purse bid, and now I'm getting the purse bid is less than what I made my last fucking, it's 5 fights. You have an argument to go to court and go, yo, he devalued my brand by beating me with going overweight and using performance enhancing drugs. There's an argument. If he wants to go to court, I'm not saying he'll win or not, but he has a case. He has a case. That's not a slam dunk. Oh, yeah, he's not going to win that. Now, you better go with a good lawyer to argue against that. If I'm Devin Haney, I'm suing him too. I'm suing him. I'm going, yo, whoa. He hurt my brand. He hurt my brand so much that I'm not happy with the purse bid I got for Sandor Martin. You like, this shit could get real ugly for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is also getting sued by Prime, the Logan Paul's sports drink. He claims he's going through a divorce. He also claims that his mother has cancer, and I'm not making fun of that in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. Neither that or his divorce. But my point is, the kid is going through a lot, and it could get more ugly if Devin Haney decides to go legal and go, yo, man, because of that, he hurt my brand so much that now this purse bid was $2.3 million when my last fight I made 10. You get what I'm saying? The fight before that, I made 5. And it's like, wait a minute. How did my stock go down so low? Well, the fight went down so low. My stock went down so low because I lost the fight. But when you look as to why I lost the fight, it's because this dude was on performance enhancing drugs. It's already ugly for Ryan Garcia. Again, getting suspended a year. He has to give up $1.1 million and fine $10,000, and the fight got sent to a no contest. Yo, that he's already getting hit hard, and plus the other shit, he just got arrested for vandalism in a hotel. Like, yo, this guy might crash and burn, man. Ryan is going through a lot, and. Yo, it comes at you fast, man. It comes at you fast. Like he was riding such a high after beating Devin Haney. It was to the point where he was making diss tracks. Everybody was like, he was a talk of the town. He was on Valuetainment. He was he was with President Trump. He was with Donald Trump sponsoring him and saying that, he was shadowboxing for Donald Trump. It was like, whoa, how did he get this big? And then all of a sudden, this news came out, and now the world just flipped upside down on it. I do worry about him. I do worry as somebody who, and I'm speaking for him, not for myself, as somebody who has suffered from mental health issues as he had. I worry about it. He's going through a lot right now. He's going through a lot. Both financially, you're giving up $1.1 million. I don't care how much he made for the Gervonta Davis fight. He made $30 million. Cool. I don't care. $1 million still $1 million. And that $30 million is really $15 million, after taxes. You know what I'm saying? You got to give up $1.1 million plus extra $10,000. And the $10,000 is not that much, but it's still $10,000. I'll tell you right now, you watching this channel, if you had to give up $10,000, you'd be pretty upset. So 10,000. Um, and then again, you can't make money fighting for a year. And I know at one point he was signed to Gatorade. I'm not sure they want to associate with him anymore, and I'm not sure he was still working with those people. But I'm assuming that if they were on the contract, I'm assuming they're not going to want to do business with him. I mean, if I'm a sports drink company, if I'm a Under Armour, Nike, or whatever, I don't want my gear on that guy. That guy's going crazy. That guy's getting arrested for vandalism. He's testing positive. He's coming in overweight. He's talking about how he has films of fucking kids, uh, you know, getting molested or some shit. Whatever it was, he put it on Twitter. It was like he's going through a lot, and I think he's gonna about to go through a really, really rough patch in his life, especially going through a divorce and his mom going through cancer. And I hope his mother gets better and beats cancer. He's going through a lot, and he's somebody who has a history of mental health issues. So I'm hoping he has the right circle around him to help him get back on the right track. But you gotta pay for your actions. Every action has a reaction. There's cause and effect. And if you make a decision, you better be prepared to deal with the consequences. And right now he's dealing with the consequences, whether he likes it or not. Shout out to the Nobody 92 who says, not co-signing PEDs at all, but if you're going to overturn Ryan's victory, they should do the same for all the fighters who fought against PED users. I'm not aware of this. He sends another $2 super chat and he goes, when is Christina Leonardo getting her justice? Besides the Christina Leonardo situation, which the fight happened in a small commission, in a Michigan commission that fights never really happen in. I can't think of another example of where somebody tested positive in a fight, didn't get overturned. I know the Conceição Valdez fight continued on, but they knew going into the fight that he tested positive. So I can't expect you, if you still allowed the fight to happen, like I can't expect them to do a no contest. So yeah, besides the Christina Leonardo to Alicia Baumgartner situation, I don't know, man. But yeah, they should. Anybody who tested positive for PEDs, those fights should be turned into no contest. And again, besides the Baumgartner situation, I don't know of any other example. So I do agree. Yes, let's do away with those losses, man. If there are out there, I listen. I think is boxing is such a dangerous sport. How are we like flexible on PEDs? You get what I'm saying? There's people that died. I remember watching Magomed Abdulsalamov fight Mike Perez, and that guy's in a coma now. He got sent into a coma and he had brain bleed and all that. I remember watching that with my eyes, on TV. Get what I'm saying? Shout out to Al Montas bringing up a good fight. Mosley versus De La Hoya. Yeah. But I don't believe Mosley tested positive. I believe he was like on a list. And this was like after the fact. And yeah, you're right though. I would like to see that fight get overturned. But in general, I mean, again, that's a good example. That fight slipped my mind. That's a good example. But in general, most fight get turned into a no contest when somebody tests positive. And it should, man. I'm sorry. I was almost like, wow, this is good for boxing. Ryan Garcia pulled off a big upset. He has a good social media following. And then he turned into this weird person. And I was just like, oh, maybe he's not good for boxing. And then this happened. And I'm like, oh, nah, he's definitely not good for boxing. It's a weird situation, to be honest with you. It's very weird. And I hope And I hope he learns from this, and I hope he tries to make a difference. He tries to make a difference. Uh, he said, Victor Roman says, then let's take the Margarito loss away from Cotto. Well, that one, although we have our opinion as to what was going on, we actually don't have any solid evidence, concrete proof that Margarito loaded his gloves. There is no concrete proof where it's like where the commission found it, tested it, so I'm that one. I actually understand why Cotto still got that loss on this record. And I mean, whether I agree with it is irrelevant, but I understand it. I definitely understand the commission's position because the commission, they don't have any proof, and neither Cotto doesn't have proof. Cotto may feel that way. Cotto may, you know, see things differently, but I don't I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm looking something up real quick because my man Al Montas, he turned into a computer whiz right now on me. So I gotta be on point right now. Hold on. So my man James Tony put Al Montas put James Tony versus John Ruiz. Apparently James Tony tested positive and that fight wasn't overturned. I don't remember that one. Uh, I don't even think I watched that fight. That's before my time. But let me look that one up. Yeah, it was look, decision changed by the New York State Athletic Commission because Tony tested positive for a banned substance. So there you go. That's nullified. So you got to do your research, brother. You got to do your matter of fact. Let me put that on screen share just so people don't think I'm making that up right here. Look, John Ruiz, no contest, no decision. It says decision changed by New York State Athletic Commission because Tony tested positive for a banned substance. Right here, clear as day. So that isn't the norm where somebody tests positive and the fight still stays. That isn't the norm. Maybe there's a couple examples, but the norm is to, especially in the New York State Athletic Commission, and honestly, the James Tony John Ruiz example is the best example because that's also in the New York State Athletic Commission. So, like, and if you watch the show from the beginning, I mentioned how the problems, uh, 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 the problems were in boxing are that different commissions have different rules. I mentioned that from the beginning. But yeah, Victor Roman says the concrete proof was in his hands. I like that concrete proof. Just kidding. Good stuff with the channel, big homie. Yo, man, I appreciate you, man. I really do, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all here, man. Spending your nice Thursday evening with me, listening to me talk about boxing, man. Yeah, man. I don't know where either one goes from here. It looks like Haney wants some time off from one pretty vicious loss, and he wants to reassess what he wants to do. Looks like he's going to vacate, which him vacating means Alberto Puello most likely will be elevated to full champion, and he'll be fighting Sandor Martin next. From what it looks like, who knows? I'm not 100% sure. and I believe Sandor Martin is on top rank, so if Puello could fight Sandor Martin on top rank, they still got all those Dominican prospects. They could still, throw them on there, throw that shit on the East Coast. That's a great co-main event fight for a big fight. Let's say in New York. Let's say I don't know. Trying to think of who they got that can fight in New York. I mean, Xander Zayas, he fights in New York. Shushu Carrington. One of these guys who are New Yorkers, New Yorkers slash Puerto Ricans. If they come to the East Coast, those are good fights, man, and good opportunities to bring a Dominican to New York City, especially if they're gonna supplement it with Elvis and Eldy and Jan Santana and Roan Polanco. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. We'll see. We'll see. That thought honestly just got to my mind right now. But yeah, circling back, I just kind of went off on a tangent. Circling back, Devin Haney said he's gonna take a year off, and then he don't really care about the belts no more. He had all of them, which he has, and he's gonna fight whatever weight class he chooses. And I guess he's gonna pick his opponent and probably look for the best bag. According to him, and according to Ryan Garcia, he said he's retired from boxing and all of this. I don't believe that. It's like, remember when Tio like last year was like, oh, he retired from boxing and ended up not retiring. Surprise, surprise. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things. But we'll see. We'll see. But yo, guys, I've been at this 45 minutes. I think I pretty much laid out my opinion on this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button if y'all haven't already. Definitely wipe your finger on that like button, man. Go buy a Dominican boxing shirt. And Xavier, by the way, your Dominican boxing shirt will be going out tomorrow. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to go to the post office. But tomorrow, your shirt will be getting sent out. But anybody else who wants a Dominican boxing shirt, go to BroadwayJoel.com. Support the movement, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to support boxing. You want to support me. You know what I'm saying? Forget that even if you're not Dominican, if you just want to support me, BroadwayJoel.com. Go buy yourself a Dominican boxing shirt. But yo, guys, until next time, peace.